What is going on, SoFi fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. I want to give you a good breakdown of what is happening in the market, why we're going down as much as we are, and outside of that, I want to talk on options activity and why that might be coming a lot sooner than a lot of us are estimating at least. So I'm going to go over both those things. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciated. With that, let's get right to it. So currently we are down, as you can see, 5.41%. Very, very bad sell-off. And in reality, I don't think there's any big attributing factors that is justifiable. And this is why I did decide to buy. So I added around 2,500 shares today at $5.13. So I got my average down a little bit. Previously, it was an average of $6.25. So I'm pretty happy with this discount. So let me know, I guess, initially in the comments below if you've been buying at this dip per se. But plain and simple, why are we going down? One of which is hypothetically just the economic data that's been coming out. A little bit more mixed. So we do have the non-farm payrolls, which in theory did come in a lot higher than expected. So 261,000 versus the forecast being 200,000. So definitely a little bit more positive. And we're once again back in that scenario in the economy where it's very much backwards. Positive news comes out and it is a little bit more negative on the broader market. It gives the Fed's a little bit more ammunition to raise the rates in the next Fed meeting, which is in December. Outside of that though, the unemployment rate did go up a little bit, nothing potentially to worry about. So 3.7 versus 3.6. So that is one attributing factor. Outside of that, on a little bit more of a comical level, Jim Cramer. So Jim Cramer, I love to see what he says because especially more so with all the ETFs, inverse ETFs that come out about him, just interesting the whole bit about that. But Jim Cramer does say that he is willing to back SoFi and Anthony Noto right here. Again, he backs us, we go down. So a little bit more backwards. We just need Jim Cramer to once again say that SoFi is a massive sell for people just to completely avoid it. And hopefully that might be the X catalyst to cause us to go up. I could be completely wrong. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But getting back to it though, I just want to start off by giving you a good breakdown of what is happening with short interest, because especially more so over the last couple of days, ever since our Q3 earnings, the shorts have been really getting in. So as of right now, short score is currently 70, utilization is 93.36. And on a side note as well, if you guys have any questions, want to know what utilization is or whatever it is, let me know in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to explain all that to you. But as of today, they're increasing 510,000 shares. So pretty flat, if you want to call it that. Short interest is 13.03. Live short interest as of right now, though, is 102.54 million shares. So 102 million shares are being shorted right now. Potentially, if we do get a good catalyst, we might have a good squeeze. But if we didn't squeeze based on our Q3 earnings, I don't know what would cause us that. So I think the likelihood of us having a squeeze is kind of gone and out, not coming back, but I could be completely wrong. I know a lot of people do want SoFi to squeeze, but I think SoFi is just more so a long-term investment. You just need to accept that there's going to be extreme manipulation and just extreme volatility associated with SoFi, and it just sucks, plain and simple, at the end of the day. But let me know your thoughts on that. One thing that I just wanted to bring to your attention is that there's been a huge abnormal amount of volume getting into SoFi ever since our Q3 earnings. It is rumored as of right now that insiders are selling, and one of which is SoftBank. So it is estimated that SoftBank potentially is selling the rest of their shares as of right now. Unfortunately, this isn't showing anything right now, but obviously we already know they did sell a significant portion of their position. So it would be fair to say that after our earnings, they took the advantage of the momentum that we were having just to completely kill that. So again, it's all correlated in the grand scheme of things. Just want to give you additional breakdown. So this is all the transactions occurring on the dark pool. But both the secondary market and the dark pool are having a pretty significant amount of transactions. So that could be seen as a very positive sign. Let me know your thoughts on that. I know a lot of retail investors absolutely love to see what institutions are doing behind the scenes with SoFi, but Keep in mind though, dark pool is a very common place for a lot of shorts to close out their position. So just take that with a grain of salt. And this is the options breakdown. So you do see a pretty significant amount of calls. So that could be a very positive sign, whether they are individuals hedging their bets per se, whether it be around the $5 mark or whatever it might be. Because keep in mind, if you guys don't know options, highly suggest in researching them. It is very beneficial. You can sell covered calls to get additional premium, or if you do believe in SoFi bigger picture, you can just buy long-term calls. Definitely both very profitable and beneficial. But like I said, when it comes down to options activity, we did hear from them, Anthony, in their Q3 earnings, how basically it'll come out by the end of the year, and they are currently in the beta stages right now. This was posted by Riley, and it goes to show right here, it does look like, as based on the wording on their website, at least the coding behind the scenes is all insinuating that they're getting ready to launch options activity. So hopefully that does come sooner or later. We did see, based on Robinhood's actual recent earnings, even though they was a little bit more mixed on some stages, options activity went up 10%, so they made a lot of money. And as I've always said, options activity is one of the more profitable aspects of investing coming from a broker. So definitely very, very anticipated and excited for SoFi to add that to their overall list of revenue sources. So very excited about that. When it comes down to the technicals though, we are unfortunately on the actual chart, lower percentile of the Bollinger Band as of right now. And stochastic, we went from very much overbought to oversold. So very fast transition there. We still do have a deviation, so red line above the black showing a bearish sentiment. Momentum, number of retail investors are getting out today, but still is at 0. So we're not necessarily losing any individuals right now, but still on the actual technicals is starting to have hints of being bearish a little bit. But regardless, I did decide to buy into my position because I'm not necessarily always trying to catch the bottom per se. I know long term SoFi is going to do a lot of good things, and I'd rather not watch SoFi every single second to try and catch the exact bottom. That typically is always a losing game, and those that do that sometimes miss out on the broader rally. So let me know your thoughts on that. I do believe SoFi is going to do a lot of good things. We've had roughly about 4 back-to-back amazing earnings. There's a lot of manipulation, plain and simple, and we are in, as I've said from the get-go, ever since I started to do videos on SoFi, I've always said that they are trying to be an innovative company in one of the oldest sectors, so it is not an easy task. Definitely need to have an iron stomach for investing in SoFi. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. And if you've been buying, give yourself a shout out as well. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciated. If you do like my channel, want to support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on SoFi.